Hello and welcome to episode 4 of FPL Hacks with me, Holly Shand. Today I'll be looking at whether you need to play your FPL wildcard to get Cristiano Ronaldo into your squad, also having a look at a potential wildcard squad and considering the impact of Ronaldo on other Manchester United assets. As always, don't forget to join the FPL Hacks Mini League. The winner this season will get a brand new games console and a copy of the latest FIFA game. To enter, you must like this video and subscribe to the channel and check the link in the description for all of the details. Let's get into it. So the big news ahead of FPL Gameweek 4 is that Cristiano Ronaldo has re-signed for Manchester United, and at the time of recording there's over 1 million managers that have brought him into their FPL team. So the big question is whether we should be bringing Ronaldo in, if we need to wildcard to bring him in, and the impact that Ronaldo will have on the other Manchester United attackers. Well, first of all, I think Ronaldo is a different class. He's going to, really take the Premier League by storm again at Manchester United. I can see really big things for him. I expect him to be on penalties as well, which is crucial because historically we've seen that Manchester United do win a lot of penalties. So he certainly should be on your transfer target list for game week 4, particularly with that home game against Newcastle United to get things off to a flying start. Newcastle United are conceding a lot of chances at the moment, so that means Ronaldo could have a very good opening game. So I would be looking to transfer him in. Whether you need to use a wild card or not is a different story. If you can't get to Ronaldo by using your free transfers or taking a -4 hit, if it's becoming a -8 hit or more, and there's other areas of your squad that you need to improve as well, I definitely look towards playing the wild card. Now for me, the fact that Ronaldo's likely to be on penalties means that Bruno Fernandes is a less appealing fantasy asset. Purely because if you look at Bruno's stats from last season, 9 of his 18 goals are penalties. So if you take those goals out of the equation, I just cannot see him fulfilling his value at 12 million. I think you're going to be better off putting those funds into Ronaldo. So I would be selling Bruno Fernandes this week to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo, downgrading to a mid-price midfielder and upgrading a mid-price forward to Ronaldo. If you're a Mason Greenwood owner, then I'd be slightly worried about his minutes going forward. I think he'll be safe in the short term, given how well he's been performing, but certainly down the line, he is going to see some rotation. So for that reason, I think if you own Mason Greenwood already, I would hang on to him until you see him getting rotated. But if you were thinking about buying, there's probably better options elsewhere now. So having a look at a potential Game Week 4 wildcard squad then, it's best to start with the premium players to put into your squad first and then look at fitting the budget around them elsewhere. Now, for me, I think the best play is to go with 2 premium attackers, because if you try and fit 3 premium attackers in, it just makes your squad unbalanced elsewhere, and that's going to cause you problems down the line with a lack of flexibility. Now, the first player on my wildcard squad would be Mo Salah. He's been a classy player in the Premier League for several seasons now, and he's got a great list of upcoming fixtures too, playing Leeds, Crystal Palace and Brentford in the next 3. I think he's essential to have in there, and he's going to be a good captaincy asset over the next few games as well. Now obviously, including Mo Salah in there, you're probably going to want to get that man Cristiano Ronaldo in there as well. Another fantastic FPL asset, and they're going to be using up quite a bit of your budget. We've already spent a quarter of that £100 million budget getting Salah and Ronaldo in, but you've got those 2 options there to split the captaincy across, which will make them very good assets for the rest of the season. Now, as well as having 2 premium attackers, I'd also be looking to include Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, because he has been in fantastic form to start the season. He's only got the 1 attacking return so far from 3 games, but he's top for key passes, which is crucial. He's ahead of a lot of midfielders in that category, so that just shows you what he's capable of. Liverpool are keeping clean sheets. He's going to continue to get attacking returns, and he's starting to come to more central positions when he's attacking as well, so that can only help his goal scoring and assist threat. So once you've got those premium players locked in, I would try and then have a look towards making your budget work for you by choosing some cheaper players around your squad. I think spending as little as possible in the goalkeeper category is really important, and the player that I would look towards getting would be Brighton's Robert Sanchez. He's got 1 clean sheet in his first 3 games. Brighton continue to have some good fixtures as well, so I think he's a decent player to have for quite a long time, and hopefully we can get some saves and bonus points from him as well. Now, another option that probably hasn't got quite the same longevity but is worth considering is Jed Steer at Aston Villa, purely because Emi Martinez is not available as Aston Villa's goalkeeper for Gameweek 4 because of quarantine from the international break. So you're certainly going to get 1 game out of him if you need to. Now, I'd also look to spend as little as possible on your 5th defender, and I think out of the defenders that were priced at 4 million at the start of the season, Livramento is probably the best option because he's adopting some attacking positions, so hopefully there's going to be some attacking returns from him, even if Southampton are struggling for clean sheets. Now, 3-4-3 is probably the best formation given the number of good attacking forwards that we've got on offer this season. So I'd be looking to fill my bench with a 5th midfielder that's nice and cheap, and Billy Gilmour fits the job at Norwich City. He's not going to get you massive points every week, but he's going to plod along with a couple of points per game, and he can often throw in an attacking return as well. Now, looking at the rest of our attacking slots now then, the one player that you probably can't do without is going to be West Ham's Mikel Antonio, because he started the season in absolutely sensational form. 4 goals, 4 assists, really excellent. And the fixtures remain pretty good for West Ham as well. So there's hope that he can continue this goal scoring form and stay fit as well. And then I probably want to bring in another promising premium defender, not Trent Alexander-Arnold prices, but I think Luke Shaw is a very good option if you look a little bit down the budget level. Newcastle United at home in Game Week 4, and I think Aston Villa at home in Game Week 6 are very good options for clean sheets. And I think we're going to see a lot more clean sheets for Manchester United now that Varane is in there. And I think they could tweak their style of play as well to suit getting the ball to Ronaldo in the box to get some headed goals. So I think Luke Shaw will be putting some more crosses into the box as well. So hopefully we'll see some more attacking returns in a similar vein to what we saw last season, where he netted 5 assists. Looking at the rest of the squad then, I think in terms of who else you should go for up front, obviously Jimenez could be a pretty good option because Wolves have got some great fixtures and they've been unlucky not to score so far. Jimenez is posting some good numbers for shots, so surely that deadlock will be broken soon. So he's one that I would consider. But I think if Dominic Calvert-Lewin is fit for Game Week 4, he's currently flagged at the moment, he could be the one to go with because Everton as well have got some fantastic fixtures and he's already got some form. Both are on penalties as well, so it just depends on how much of the budget you've got left in terms of choosing which of those players to go for. Now, because we've gone with Mo Salah in midfield, we're probably going to find some midfield enablers to help fill the rest of our midfield slots. And there's quite a few to consider. Greenwood, obviously, I'm a little bit on the fence about now that Ronaldo has signed. There's a couple of others that are in the more of the premium midfield options, playing for good clubs, but the issue with them is there's a downside somewhere. So Jota's probably the one that I would go for because of the good fixtures that Liverpool have got, the form he's shown already, and the fact that Bobby Firmino could be out injured. So he's the one that I'm going to be putting in my wildcard squad. But a similar price point, you could also consider Ferran Torres, who is playing up front for Manchester City at the moment. The downside is Pep rotation and the fixtures are a little mixed for Manchester City over the next few games. You could also look towards Mason Mount. A couple of assists already. His goal threat is lacking though, and again some tough fixtures for Chelsea coming up as well. So that would maybe just put me off Ferran Torres there. Then when we get lower down the price range in the midfielders, Other players to consider, I really like Rafinha. He's been a fantastic player for me so far this season, and he's another player that has got some great upcoming fixtures for Leeds United. So he's going in my squad. If you look at those upcoming fixtures, obviously Liverpool in Game Week 4 isn't great, and there's question marks over his availability in Game Week 4 as well because of where he's been on international duty. But then we've got Newcastle, West Ham, Watford, Southampton. The next 4 games we've got teams that are conceding goals and conceding chances. So I think he could be a very good option. And the other player that I'll be considering putting in if I was to wildcard this week would be Demarai Gray, because he's got 2 goals in his last 2 games for Everton. As I mentioned already, Everton have got very good fixtures, and he's key to how Everton are playing with the wingers at the moment, trying to get the ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I wouldn't be surprised if he got an assist soon as well, which can obviously help his fantasy scoring. Now again, there are other options at this price point. Ben Rama could go in there as well. He's been sensational to start the season, overperforming his stats a little bit though, and the fact that West Ham have got Europa League football coming as well, could see a bit of rotation, does put me off a little bit. And the other one you could consider would be Adama Traore. Similar situation to Jimenez, has been very unlucky not to score so far, has taken a lot of shots, hasn't converted them into big chances and goals, but with the fixtures coming up, I think Wolves can do very well in this period, and Adama Traore would be a very good differential in there. Now back to Wolves, certainly their defence looks very good at the moment. I know we've got 3 goals conceded in 3 games and no clean sheets yet, but you look at the teams that played, Leicester, Spurs, Manchester United, all taken a lot of shots, and Wolves are actually ranked 4th for their defensive qualities over the first 3 games in terms of expected goals conceded. They're doing very well. They've been unlucky to concede so far, and with their fixtures that they've got coming up, I think they're excellent to invest in. Now, if you've got the budget for Semedo, he looks like a very good option. Could get rotated a little bit. I think if you're playing safe, Connor Cody is the one to go for because he's nailed on to start every game. Probably not going to see a lot of attacking returns from him, although he did get a goal last season. And then the final player I'll be choosing in my wildcard team, if I was to be wildcarding, would be Luke Ayling, because again, Leeds United, very good fixtures. He's already got an attacking return this season as well, and I expect Leeds to improve in terms of the clean sheets they can provide over their upcoming fixtures once they've got Liverpool out the way in Game Week 4. He's not a player that you need to play every single week though, especially when you've got Cody to use as a third defender for Wolves' excellent fixtures. Thank you for joining me then for another episode of FPL Hacks. If you haven't joined the FPL Hacks Mini League yet, please do, using the link in the description. Remember, the winner gets a games console and a copy of the latest FIFA game as well. To be eligible, you need to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're on a wildcard this week, good luck. Bye for now. I hope you have a great FPL Game Week 4.